This was supposed to be the best day of my life. The moment I finally hear my 400 horsepower E46 turbo for the first time. Instead, I almost watched my entire dream burn down to the ground. But to understand how I ended up with the burning BMW in my garage, we have to go back a few years. It all started when I was 18. My first car was NA325i. Nothing crazy, but it was the car that taught me how to drive. It made me fall in love with the platform. I did some cool upgrades. I also finished up high school with it, installed catless headers, and learned how to tune E46s. Overall, I think it turned out awesome. I just loved the color, grey leather interior, the wheels, the whole car was just clean. And combined with the Golf GTD, it was an unforgettable combo. Eventually, NA power just wasn't enough. I stepped it up and bought M54 B22 turbo, making 260 horsepower, which is when I also started sharing my builds on YouTube and Instagram. I learned what these M54 engines can do under boost. The B22 was completely stock with 320,000 kilometers on it. You can check out my build overview on my YouTube channel. Feeling the boost for the first time made me fall in love with the E46s even more. But as you guys know, 260 horsepower gets so real fast. In the back of my head, I always wanted to boost the 3 liter to get the best out of the M54 platform. So I made a plan. Built a 3 liter engine, aiming for a solid 400 horsepower. Fortunately, a guy who tuned my B22 was selling an M54 B30 turbo engine, which even had some upgrades, so I didn't even hesitate for a second and went on a 5-hour drive to get the engine. It made more sense to me to sell my lovely 325i and buy a 330i, so we went to Poland and bought a really nice individual 330i. Finally, the thing I dreamed about for years is happening. My 330i turbo build begins. We have to quickly transfer the engine and all the parts to the workshop so we can start building it. It's also the last time when my 325i and 330i are together. We can hear how my 330i sounds before we put turbo on it, and it sounded actually decent. Underneath of the car looks good, that's why it made more sense to me to sell my 325i. The engine in the car was in really good condition, and it also wasn't stock, so I sold it for a decent price to get some money back. And now we can start removing parts to get the engine out of the car. We start with the engine brace, then we need to drain the water out, unplug all the hoses and wires. Front bumper and all plastic ducts and shit needs to come out. Basically whole front of the car needs to be removed for an easier access to the engine.
Jupi! Pokażę sobie nawet, jak będziemy říkat jupi.
The exhaust needs to be also disconnected so we can take out the 5-speed ZF gearbox. And just like that, the engine is finally out. The moment we've been all waiting for. New engine is going in, but as some of you might be able to recognize, it's not any ordinary M54. We can see kind of weird manifold setup going on. It's basically bottom mount setup rerouted to top, so I'm really curious how it will sound. In the meantime, as I install stock 6-speed dualmess flywheel, I will talk about the engine a bit. It already has a manifold, GT3076 R max speeding turbo, and a lot of good stuff, such as decompression headgasket, K64 headstuds, upgraded and fixed oil pump, added oil pump change tensioner, and a lot more. I will link all the parts below in the description.
Mám to od Shankera. Shanker Performance, takže děkujem.
Let's continue by centering the clutch. Here you can see comparison of the short shift to the OEM one. Make sure to properly lubricate everything so it slides in nicely. Quick pizza break. We are not only putting turbo on this car, we are also putting in a 6-speed gearbox, which is pretty rare. Not many cars had it. But as you can see, it has many differences. The gearbox itself is longer thanks to the extra gear. Driveshaft is shorter. Mount and gear linkage is also different.
So the 6-speed driveshaft is in. It's looking good, boys. What the fuck?
Yo, what's up, boys?
The weather is an absolute shit. Ty kurvo. So the weather is an absolute shit. The workshop is an absolute mess. So what better to do on the weekend, at Saturday actually, than continue building this an absolute beast. Yesterday we put the engine in, we put the clutch in, we put even the 6-speed transmission in, because before that there was actually a 5-speed. We still have all these parts to go in, the wiring, which is a bit messed up, but I tried to fix it. We will see if it works. Charge pipes, ECU, M50 intake, M62 throttle body, I think, RS4 MAF, but we will switch to MAP soon, hopefully. TDS radiator, it's a bit bigger, intercooler, line mower. And I actually bought this engine with the turbo, with the manifold, with the wastegate, with all these parts. I just bought it, I didn't build it, okay? It was actually in the car before, it was running, it was driving, so I just need to put it back up together. It's from a good buddy of mine, I would say. He's building M50 with 8 HP, so he decided that he wants to sell it. And I knew him because he's tuning cars, he tuned the B22 turbo I had before, so it's a good guy. He gave me a really fucking good price. So shout out Ježourek. You can check out this IG. The underside of the car is not the healthiest, I would say, or like it's not completely healthy, but for an E46, for this price, the 330i, it's really good. With all this small rust coming out, but I will take care of that probably and hopefully before winter. We have all new bushings, power flexes, all of these, even the subframe. Yeah, you can see all the bushings. Even the subframe was reinforced, so it should be real good. It felt really nice on the road, even without the turbo. We've got Bilstein suspension with Eibach Pro Kit. It's really good, feels nice.
I will continue by installing 6-speed gearbox mount. The chassis itself has the different holes for the 6-speed mount, but they were not used with the 5-speed, so you need to help it a bit.
Nice. So I have the other ECU which is tuned for the turbo. I have it in. I just want to see if the starter works, if it spins. What the fuck?
This shit has different colors. Then the wires inside, you can see red and white. It doesn't even want to go like in easily. It goes in but not easily.
And I have different ignition coils than I had before. Okay, so I switched out the list. Now I even plugged in the last plug that I was missing before, and this one plugged in nicely.
Yippee!
For the RS4 math, we need stable 5 volts. So I'm going to take it from the throttle body, and it's just one white and brown in the first pin, and then I ground it somewhere. See, it has 5 volts. I did steal the 5 volts from the throttle body. It goes to pin number, can it fucking focus, number 4. With the sticker, this is math connector. 3 pins, 3 wires, one is not going to be used. So boys, it's fully connected. As you can see, pin 1, nothing. Pin 2, red and white. Pin 3 is ground, it's black.
And now, the moment that will stuck in my head forever. My second attempt went a bit different than the first one. Looking at it now, it's just so funny. Watching me trying to blow air on it like it's going to do something. But in that moment, it really wasn't funny. I thought that my dream build is going to burn down in front of my eyes. I grabbed fire extinguisher that I had in the car, but it didn't work. I really thought that the car is gone, the workshop is gone. But thanks to God, we had like 6 liters of water in the workshop, so I was able to extinguish the fire somehow. When we tried to think where did the leak come from, we realized it had to be under the intake. There's only one hose with fuel going to the fuel rail. The mistake was that at that time I didn't know that the connection from the rubber hose to the metal pipe was one-time use. That means that if you disconnect the hose and reconnect it, then the seal is not 100%. It will probably leak. So it leaked a bit of gasoline and went on the starter. So when I cranked the engine, it ignited. Only thing I don't understand is that it didn't happen on the first startup. Even though the only difference was that I plugged in the intercooler but didn't touch anything else. Thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you like this more of story-like type video with some background info. Also, thank you all for the support. We are getting close to 1k subscribers on YouTube, 4k followers on IG. If you don't want to miss part 2 and see if the 400 horsepower E46 survived, hit the subscribe button right now. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace.